Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Jonathan. I'm a spiritual guide, a healer, and a medium. To my returning subscribers, welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. In today's video, I want to talk about how to deal with your loved ones after having had your spiritual awakening. How to begin to open up to them, but at the same time, how to make it that they're not going to affect you as far as your vibrational frequency as much moving forward. Let's get started. As most of you have most likely done this, if not all of you, you have your spiritual awakening. You start to learn all these new things. You start to create some newfound beliefs. And all of a sudden, you want to start sharing with everyone. You want to start sharing everything that you have taken in with, obviously, your loved ones, the individuals that are close to you. But the majority of the time, what you'll quickly realize is the majority of the time, they're not going to be so receptive as far as the information that you're wanting to share with them. And the truth of the matter is, it's because a lot of your messages, a lot of things that you're going to share with them goes against their previous beliefs, goes against their self-limited beliefs. Therefore, whether they're aware of it or not, at a subconscious level, these people are feeling attacked as far as their beliefs are being attacked. And another reason why it can be very difficult and it can become lonely, and I made this mistake, is because I went through this incredible experience that can't be faked. Because being spiritually awakened is not something all of a sudden you can wake up tomorrow and decide, I want to have my spiritual awakening. There's a lot of different things that go into having a spiritual awakening. Therefore, I was putting myself on a pedestal, meaning I was viewing myself as being a better person because of my experience. I was viewing myself as being wiser, being smarter, understanding things at a much deeper level than my loved ones. Therefore, I was putting myself on a pedestal, and I kept on telling myself, they're not going to be able to understand. There's no way they're going to be able to understand exactly what I'm going through or what is it that I want to share with them. And that's exactly what reflected out into my reality. But then after a certain point, started to realize that by having these thoughts, by projecting this out into my reality, that's what was happening. I was repelling away individuals, or else I was triggering individuals. And as far as your loved ones, it all depends on how many people you have to share a household with. You know what I mean? If you're only seeing your family every other weekend or something like this, it's much different than if right now you're already in your family. You have your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and your children as an example. But as far as for myself, what I'm doing is, because my son saw this drastic shift, this incredible shift as far as my energy in such a short period of time, that he's actually the one that approached me and said, Dad, what's going on? You know what I mean? You were always feeling down. You're always sad. You're always grumpy. You were getting triggered easily. And now all of a sudden you're all upbeat and you're smiling and you're just much more pleasant. What has happened? So I started to open up to my son, but at a very basic level. And there's nothing wrong with this. I started to open up at a very basic level, not revealing absolutely everything, but just beginning to open up to my son an example about what I was going through, what I was learning, how I was experiencing life now. And what you're going to quickly find out is once you start opening up and you're able to do it coming from a place of curiosity, where it's going to start to create some type of inner curiosity within them, you're going to see that all of a sudden that brick wall that's been up as far as resisting your newfound belief, resisting the way you view your reality, all of a sudden crumbles down because they're not feeling attacked. Their self-limited beliefs are not feeling attacked, okay? And as far as with your family and with your friends and individuals, you really have to be compassionate, loving, caring, and especially understanding, because certain individuals, there's no way they are going to have their awakening. Certain individuals have had these self-limited beliefs locked in for far too long. As far as they see it, they're happy where they're at. They don't need to have this awakening. But what you'll quickly notice is you're going to be starting to take the energies on of individuals in your home. And especially right now, it is so difficult for teenagers Okay, as hard as you might have had it right now, you're having it as far as an adult. As teenagers, it's even worse because look back at when you were a teenager. Those were supposed to be the best years of your life. You felt free. You know what I mean? You had the biggest dreams. There was nothing that could have stopped you. And then all of a sudden, now you have COVID come forth. Now all of a sudden, all your hopes and dreams are being crushed. All of a sudden, you're wondering, why am I even going to school? Are they going to close school down again next week? What's the point? Is there even going to be a job if I go to college, university right now? Is there even going to be a job for this? Or is, example, are computers, are robots going to have taken this job? And as far as our teenagers, look at their social groups. Look at when you were a teenager. For those of you at least 30 years old who've been able to live somewhat without this technology for a period of time, look at how how small your social group was compared to now. Look at how less pressure we had compared to our children right now, especially with Instagram, Facebook, all those social media. There's so much pressure for teenagers to be perfect. There's so much pressure to always be doing the next big thing, always being in the in crowd, that it literally is creating teenagers that are miserable. And that's why right now, as far as depression rates have been rising over the past 2 years because of this coronavirus. I call this generation COVID. That's what it is right now. It's individuals that have no idea if they're even should even be doing what they're doing. They have no sense of purpose. And not only this, you take the fact now they're interacting with other children. You don't know what the parents are experiencing at home. I've seen this firsthand from my child's friends, as far as just seeing the way his friends are acting, being able to tell, oh, that's an abusive home. There's some things that's going on at home right now. Things are not going well. And that's something that I did, is I started to open up to my son about the way that his friends were acting, trying to get him to see beneath the surface as far as how they're just being mean. You know what I mean? Friends, it doesn't matter. Friends are always, not always arguing, but there's arguments and things like that. And just seeing how the way they're acting is related to their home life. Because as far as individuals' home lives, unless you're there really, you don't really know. You're only able to see it as far as the way that they're acting, the way that they react, what triggers them. But as far as for my son, that's what I started doing. I started to open up about certain things, getting him to start to see things at a much deeper level. And he's only 12 years old. This kid is bright. He's so much smarter than I was at 12 years old. My son's a genius, literally. But I started to open up, same thing, as far as the law of attraction at a basic level, not going into depth at all, because my son started to see the positive life changes that I was making. My son started to see certain things manifest into my life. As an example, being able to put all of my time and energy into my spiritually based business, being able to put all my time and energy into this channel, just having everything line up perfectly, one thing after another, one manifestation after another, allowing me to tap into what it is I'm passionate about, giving me the gift of time to do more and more of what it is I'm passionate about. And I suggest that you do the same with your children, with your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Open up to them, but from a place of curiosity. And you don't have to go biblical on their ass, okay? It's just really surface stuff at first. And you're going to see if it interests them, it interests them. If it doesn't, that's fine. Just continue to be loving, caring, and understanding and compassionate towards them. And also, making sure to spend that alone time each and every single day. Each and every single day, I absolutely want and need my alone time. That's why I come out here. And if I have any stress, which I never do, but who cares? It makes me feel good to come out here, listen to the little ravine, listen to that water flow. But that alone time is extremely important. And what's important is, what are you doing with that alone time? If you're sitting watching a TV show, if you're using it for meaningless entertainment, you're missing the whole picture. You're being given the gift of time and you're wasting it on watching someone do most likely what is it that you want to do, or instead, start taking action. Start seeing how is it that you're able to do what you're seeing someone do. You're enjoying this television show as an example. Well, how are you able to start to create the changes in your life to start to attract those types of opportunities, to start to attract those types of experiences? And you're gonna see after a certain while, it's not gonna be trying to convince your loved ones of what you're going through. It is going to be your vibrational frequency that is going to possibly trigger them to have an awakening, or else trigger them to see things at a much deeper level than they have in the past. And as far as moving forward, it is really important to put that focus on your own vibrational frequency, to really listen to your intuition as far as when you feel it, your gut instinct, that intuition. Listen to it as far as who you should be helping. And oftentimes, as far as our teenagers, it's just being there and listening to them. It's just making them feel safe and making them realize, I'm not going to judge you no matter what mistake you've made, no matter what is going on right now. I am not going to judge you, but if there is something I can do to help you through this difficult time, I would love it for you to open up to me. And that's why, even as far as getting bullied in high school, I've opened up to my son, and I see this time and time again. Well, it's online, it's different, but sometimes some of his friends are getting bullied, and I see him starting to stand up for them. You know what I mean? It's putting good values into your children, and you're going to see that it's going to start to reflect out in their reality. But as far as moving forward, things are going to get worse. It's going to appear to get worse, but in reality, it's the breakdown of the old way of living. Everything's going to have to break down before we are able to rebuild. Therefore, being able to be transparent with your children, your family members, and once more, it doesn't have to be at a deep level, but just about what you're experiencing. If right now, all of a sudden, you have trauma from the past, you have certain past painful experiences that are coming up, and it's leaving you feeling down, you don't quite have the energy, open up. I'm dealing with certain things from my past right now. Okay, I need my room, I need my space. Let me get through this, and you're going to see that I'm going to bounce back much stronger than ever. And as far as this journey, you get a lot of inner work done in a very short period of time, but then after a while, it becomes easier to manage. You know what I mean? As far as the inner work, I've healed at a very deep level. I know that I'm not done, but the hardest part has been done. It's the same thing as far as my journey. I know there's still a lot of difficult steps ahead. I know that I'm going to still have a lot of challenges, but everything that I've done inwards is preparing me for what's coming up. And as long as God, the universe, keeps providing me with what I need, I'm going to continue to push forth. And I see everything now as being given the gift of time, being given the gift of being able to prepare for my manifestations. And as far as your loved ones, you're going to see it's either going to trigger an awakening within them, or it is going to create more distance. And sometimes the truth of the matter is, sometimes you have to let certain individuals go, whether it's permanent or temporary, it doesn't matter, because you're going through a specific phase as far as your vibrational frequency, as far as your spiritual awakening, where they would hinder the process. You need to clear away. You're literally, look at it like that. You're clearing away any type of outside interference to be able to really tune in to yourself, tune into as far as what is it that needs to come up, how is it that you move forward, what realizations do you need to make, how are you able to amplify up your spiritual gifts. And as you do so, you're going to see there's different phases as far as with your family members. I'm going to have to create another video later on about after a certain point when they come back into your life, whenever you've been separated for a while, but when they come back in your life, because there's so many valuable life lessons that are meant to be learned. But I am not going to get into this video because it's going to be far too long. But as far as your family, it's really be loving, compassionate, caring, and understanding, and really trigger that curiosity within them. And let them see, because you're right now, you're pushing forth on your journey, whether you're aware of it or not. Certain changes are happening. Let them see the changes. Let them feel your vibrational frequency, and you're going to see it's going to start to create an inner change within themselves as well. Well, that's going to do it for the video. I love you guys. You guys have an awesome day. Namaste.